Yeah.
She's like, they're like, oh, like, what do you think about Casu being pregnant? And she's like, oh, yo vi su pancita and this and that. And she was like, voy a ser tía. She said that about Casu being pregnant. And then Casu, Cristian Nodal's ex.
What?
Yes.
I did not know
What?
that. I didn't watch. I thought you were talking about that other video. What?
No.
I didn't watch that.
So she was friends with Casu.
What?
Yes. Hi guys, I'm back. Ligia said everyone was replaceable, but my name's not everyone, so I'm back.
Well, we'll see about that.
Well, I'm back. She admitted she missed me, and I have screenshots to prove it. But we're not gonna put her on
miss
blast.
her camera.
Nah, she's lying, guys.
I missed her storage because she got a new phone, so she has a lot more storage.
She just doesn't like to be lovey with me. It's okay.
So
But
why
we're
were
back.
you gone? Where were you?
I was out being a whore. No, just
What?
kidding. No, I'm kidding, guys. I got COVID actually.
She got COVID.
So me and Ligia were actually planning to record on Thursday, and I tested positive on Wednesday. So.
Oh yeah, she sent me a text. Sorry, friend, I can't go. I got tested positive for COVID.
I just texted her. I was like, oh, we can't record tomorrow. And she's like, why? And I was like, I actually just tested positive for COVID this morning. Anyways, COVID is so 2020, but it still sucks.
Who gets COVID nowadays?
I actually really enjoyed listening to the episode that you guys did.
Oh, really?
I did. I felt like this is the first episode I could actually enjoy because I don't have my voice in it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I feel weird. I'm just like
I hate the sound of my own voice. And also your cousin's voice is literally so soothing. Like, she has such a good podcasting
really?
voice. I felt like it. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good job, Adriana.
Yeah, good job. Props to you. She does. I literally sat there and I'm like, oh my God, her voice is so smooth. Because I feel like mine is just so not smooth. Como se dice? Chunky. Just kidding.
Loud.
It's just like, it's like raspy. I feel like I get told that it's raspy.
You sound raspier today.
That's because I was crying.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Are you still sick?
Yeah, I still have like
6 feet apart.
I still have a stuffy nose. We literally sat next to each other at church. Shut up.
Oh yeah.
I still have like a slightly stuffy nose, and like I feel like icky.
Yeah, but she did take precautions, you guys. She quarantined for 5 days.
Yeah,
and she wore her
my mask. So I should still technically be wearing a mask, but
you guys won't be able to hear her if she wears a mask.
I'm gonna cough on the heel.
I've never had COVID, so I'm not really scared.
She's gonna get it today. No, just kidding. We're not gonna jinx it. But
oh, and you're not vaccinated, huh?
No.
That's why you got it.
That's what everybody says. But my mom's vaccinated and has boosters, and she's gotten COVID 5 times.
Well, I've never gotten COVID.
Are you vaccinated?
Yeah, I had to because I wanted to travel to Hawaii.
Oh yeah, that's
and
right.
They're like, you need to be vaccinated in order to travel because they had you show like when you go in a restaurant, you would have to show your vaccination card. Oh, so I was like, I don't care.
No, I'm just, it's not that I'm like worried about what goes into my body, because if I was worried about what went into my body, I wouldn't be eating half of the things I eat. So I'm just putting that out there. I'm just a chicken. I hate vaccines. Like, I've always hated vaccines. Scared. I'm literally a chicken. When I was little, they took me to go get vaccinated. I think it was like a flu shot and then like a couple other, because when you're little, they give you like 3 shots at a time because you're growing and blah, blah, blah. And you need them for school and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I went and I saw all the needles that they pulled out on the track. I literally went and hid like in the corner. I was like, no, please. Yeah.
Really? I like my nurses because they would like pretend you're blowing out a candle. Because I don't like needles. So every time I get a vaccination, I'm like, pretend I'm blowing out a candle like for my birthday. Like,
yeah. But like,
and I'm just like, it just does. I'm like, I can do it. I feel better. I can get vaccinations.
I can't do it. I actually had this really rude nurse one time. I think I want to go get like a flu shot. And when I went to get it, I was like, I had my arm out and I was like, you know, I was like, this sucks. Yeah. Because I hate it. I hate needles, even though I have piercings. But even then, I had to like close my eyes as soon as they walk in with the needle. I just kind of like turn around. Yeah. And then for some reason, it's like a peace of mind knowing that whatever's in the needle isn't technically going like into my bloodstream. Yeah. Does that make sense? Something about like being injected kind of freaks me out too. And I was sitting there, and she's like, it's not gonna hurt. And she was so rude, and I was like, oh my god, this girl's rude. I literally was so like, I was just so taken aback because I wasn't saying anything. I was just like, sorry, like I'm just like, I just don't like shots. And she's like, okay, well, it's not that bad. Like, she was so rude. I was like,
sorry, I'm scared.
I'm like, okay, everybody has their phobias. I'm like, spiders and shots are mine. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And like, it's and I was just taken aback. I was just like, she's so mean, and it literally put me on the verge of tears because I'm already in this like vulnerable state where I'm getting vaccinated, and then she was just rude, and I had literally had tears in my eyes. I was like, oh, okay, well, you're mean. Like, maybe this shouldn't be your job. Yeah, maybe look for a new career. So if you remember vaccinating me, look for a new career. You're rude. Just kidding.
She's like watching this right now. She's like, I'm gonna find a new job. Let's see.
Please do. I'm like, if you don't have patience or the heart to deal with people, just don't do it.
True.
As simple as that. Like,
that goes for all like jobs that are in healthcare
jobs especially. I feel like, because it's like, you can't, I'm like, a lot of these people that are in health, like that are in hospitals and stuff, you don't know what they're going through, so you can't be so nonchalant and like just so like out of touch with the world that you don't have sympathy for people. And I get it, you're not gonna cry tears for everybody that dies, but you have to be empathetic. You know, I feel like I'm really empathetic. Like, I see people going through things, and it makes me feel a certain way, and I want to cry for them, you know.
That's me. That's why I wanted to work in healthcare.
Yeah,
because I liked helping people, and you know what, they can make good money.
I did too at one point, and I even took a CNA class, but then COVID and everything, and then after that, I don't know what happened, but I started getting like what's it called? Like, I started getting grossed out by like blood and stuff like that, where it never bothered me before. I could see somebody get injected, but now like stuff like that, it bothers me. And I just, it's so hard to be in the healthcare world. Yeah. Because there's so much sickness.
Well, I got that way too, because I'm like, I used to watch Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't bother me seeing blood. But out of nowhere, I was like, oh, I can't watch Grey's Anatomy anymore. It's gross. Yeah. Like, but for me, because I was working in those clinics where they were getting vaccinations for COVID, and like, this girl, she was just like having a really bad, I don't know what it was, I didn't go see. I think she was having a seizure or something, or a panic attack. It was just really bad. All the nurses went running towards her, and I just wanted to cry, because I felt so bad for her. And I'm like, and she was an older lady, so I'm just like, imagine I feel this bad. Oh god, I feel like stuck. And I'm like, for an older lady, imagine for kids. Like, I will cry every day from work, and that's just not for me. I was like, I don't want to go to work, come home every day upset after all the days, because it's really rough.
It is hard. And I know somebody who has somebody that's like really close to them that's going through like a really bad health experience, and like, it just breaks my heart. And I have literally cried tears for somebody that I do know, but not like I'm close to, because it's so devastating. And I'm like, I could never be in the healthcare world, so I'm gonna be a teacher instead, because I feel like that's a lot more joyful.
Oh yeah, what teacher are you gonna be?
I want to be a language teacher. I want to be a Spanish teacher. I'm thinking like middle school.
So are you gonna be a cool teacher, or are you gonna be a lame
Nah, I'm gonna be lame. I'm gonna be strict. No, I'm just kidding. Because I feel like, you know, when you're young, nobody really respects you. And I get why. You're little, right? You don't know what you're talking about half of the time when you're 13. But I want to be that safe space for like
other people,
kids and other people. Exactly. Like, I want to be somebody that, you know, when they feel like the world is crashing down on them, because it does feel like the end of the world when you're 13, and whatever you're going through, it feels like the end of the world, even though it's not. And you realize that when you grow up, but it does feel like it at that age. And so I want to be there for like a safe space, you know. I want them to feel comfortable, and I want my classroom to be like a place where they don't feel burdened. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be that for like little kids, because adolescence is such an important phase, I feel like. And like everybody tries to say like, oh, like they're teens, like they'll get over it, but it's like some of the things that they go through aren't just phases. It does affect them like for the rest of their life. And so,
and believe it or not, starting from your childhood, it affects on how you are as an adult.
Yeah,
like think of the people who you surround with as adults.
Exactly.
Think they act a certain way because of their childhood.
Exactly. And a lot of people, when they go through like traumatic experiences in their childhood, they either learn from them and become a better person, or it affects them and they repeat it. They repeat the pattern instead of breaking it. So like really trauma can go two ways, you know. You can either look at it and be like, I refuse to be like that, like I'm going to be better, or you sit there and you're like, well, I turned out just fine, and you do it again, you know. Like for example, like hitting your kids. I'm like, everybody has their opinion on it, right?
Would you hit your kids?
Not the way my parents would hit me. Boom. No, not like that, but more, I feel like if I were to hit my kids, it'd be like a corrective hitting. Like if they're going for a hot stove, I'd smack their hand. I'd be like, don't touch that. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why you like, because at the end of the day, that little scare is a lot better than them burning their hand, you know. And it's stuff like that. But I also want to practice like gentle parenting. Oh. But no, not like how you see exactly.
Too much gentle,
like my
gets
mom
me mad. I'm just like, some kids. Okay, I think for parenting, again, I'm not even a parent.
Yeah.
So I can't really talk, but I'm gonna talk. Yeah. So I think for each kid learns a different way.
Yeah.
So you can't be gentle or too gentle for every kid, because they're gonna be like, I'm gonna do whatever I want them. I'm gonna let me do whatever I want. I'm gonna do this and this, and I'm gonna kill the whole world. And she's still gonna be like, good job. It's
literally
okay,
my mom. This is literally my mother. With my brother, she's obviously not like that with me. I clearly got a different parent. They swapped them after he was born. No, I'm just kidding. But
parents do get less strict with younger kids, like with, let's say, their first kids, they're more strict, and as the years go by, they become less strict. I say that within my parents.
Really? I feel like your parents are way strict on you.
And my older, they were way more. So you think they were strict with me? They were way more strict with my older sibling. Yeah. And so,
they just don't care about Nando. They're just like, cool.
Look at Nando.
He's just roaming around the house, doing whatever.
No, they're pretty strict on him, but it's just, I could just see that it's phased out. It's not the same. And I get it. You get old and you get tired, so you're just like,
you're just too tired to parent, especially after like 4 kids. This is the 5th one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be tired. Too. I don't know how.
And my dad wanted 10.
Are you serious?
I was like, Dad, double. That's exactly double each of us. Yeah. You would be dead right now. You'd be having a heart attack because we cause so much chaos in this house. Yeah. You're like, yeah, 10 is too much.
When people ask my dad like, how many kids do you have, he's like 3, and that's enough to hang me. So
yeah, kids are a lot of work.
They are, and they're blessings for sure, you know. Like, I can't wait to have my own kids.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready to have my little gremlins.
I can't wait till she has gremlins, because then it's gonna kill my baby fever.
No, because I've
then
always
I'll be able to
kids.
take care. Well, then I'll be able to take care of them.
That's another conversation.
Shut up.
I don't know if I trust you.
She's lying.
I get scared when I'm in the car with you, so I don't know.
Okay, nobody said I was gonna travel. I'm literally gonna babysit from home.
You can walk them.
I'm gonna walk them to the park. No, but I love kids too. They're adorable.
Ever since I was little, I've always loved kids. Like my mom always said, like, oh, she's for sure going to have kids, because I've always loved to play with them, be with them, and I don't know why. Like, I just have that. I just love children. Like, all my friends with their kids. Like, I just love being with them. So I'm 22, so like you can say I'm young, but I feel like I'm ready to be like a mom.
And I'm ready to be an auntie. So I'm like, anyways, I'm already signed up to be the godmother. But no, I actually had like something similar. Like when I was younger, I would always like, you know how like when you're little you like play house or you play this or that. I always would like pretend that I was a teacher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can ask Christian. And I would always do it with him and the neighbor's kid. And like I'd like teach them, right? And they'd stand up and I'd be like, you guys need to sit down.
I miss when you were a kid. You would play teacher, you play school, you play house. And like, what?
Oh my God. You know this story already because we always tell it.
What?
But I'm going to tell it here.
Okay.
About me and Christian. We try to make cheese.
OMG. Okay, you guys might find it funny hearing the first time, but I swear every time we get together with their family, their mom, their aunts,
because they bring it up.
Always bring it up. Everyone's dying laughing at Tim, and I'm just like,
she's like, I've heard this story like 20
you guys repeat
times.
Stories
so
much. You repeat jokes, you repeat phrases so much. I'm just like,
you're just like, wow.
Ha ha ha.
You're like, wow.
Get funny. Ha ha ha.
No, but see, it is funny.
Okay, so this is the story for the viewers
you made it feel unfunny. No,
it's funny for the first time, but for viewers who haven't heard it, because I've heard it like 10 million times, but I'll hear it again one more time. Let's see if I find it funny.
I'm gonna tell it this way because this is the funniest way, okay? And only because we got one up. So the other day when we went to Olive Garden, you know how like we were all talking about our travesuras that we would do when we were younger, and my mom and my aunt brought up the time me and Christian wanted to make cheese. So when you make cheese, you have to basically let raw milk sit out, right? And basically I don't know what the process is called, but I basically, so it gets lumpy. But you do that with raw milk. You don't do that with pasteurized whole milk. Mm-hmm. So me being the one with all the ideas growing up, I was like, Christian, what if we made cheese? And he's like, well, how do you do that? And I'm like, well, I've seen it done. We just have to grab the milk and let it sit out. And so we literally filled up this like little thing of milk and like let it sit out in the basement.
So gross.
It's gross. It's so disgusting. But we literally we put it downstairs and Christian's like, I want to help, and I was like, no, you don't know what you're doing. So I was like, even though I was the one that was like, Christian, let's make cheese. Yeah. And so we put it downstairs and forgot about it. Mm-hmm. And my mom found it and she's like, why is there nasty spoiled milk downstairs? Anyways, that was us trying to make cheese.
Failed.
Completely failed. Like, you don't make cheese with. Anyways, and then my mom asked my cousin, like, oh, like, were you like troublesome as a kid? And he was like, no, not really. They're like, oh, like, what did you do? And he's like, well, one time I blacked out a whole street.
Wait, what?
I blacked out a whole street.
Oh yeah, a whole street. I thought you said stream. I was like, stream? The street.
No,
yeah, I remember.
He blacked out a whole street, and me and Christian look at each other, and we're like, And he wasn't troublesome. Imagine if he was. I guess he tried to stick tweezers.
No, I think it was like something metal.
It was tweezers.
Into the
outlet. Uh-huh. He was like, like it looks like it fits, and so he stuck the tweezers into the outlet, and it literally blacked out his whole street.
That's crazy. Maybe someone should try that. See if that works. If you wanna get your neighbors mad, you know what to do.
I'm like, if you want to try an experiment,
grab the fork and put it in the balloon.
No, not the fork. That would kill you.
Really?
Yes.
What's the difference with tweezers?
The tweezers probably had a rubber end. Yeah, because if you're touching metal and you stick it in and out, that'll literally kill you.
But I feel like people have done that before.
Yeah, they probably let it go. Like I've done that when I was little. Really? I would put like nickels and quarters in there.
I would try to touch it, remember, because my dad, like, okay, if you tell me you can't do this, like, at all, I'm just like, I just want to do it, like, let's see if I get hurt. And if I get hurt, it's okay. It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. Yeah, exactly. And that's a mentality you have when you're a little kid. You're like,
yeah.
You don't know what death is. You're thinking, wow, this nickel fits. Like, I wonder if it... You're thinking it's like... Yeah, exactly. You're thinking it's a little slot machine. You're going to get candy or whatever. You're like... Anyways... But yeah, so I did that as a kid too. I would stick like nickels and quarters. I don't know what one would actually fit in there, but I would stick something in there.
I don't think I was very troublesome, as you say.
Adventurous.
Well, me and BB, like, since we were so close in age, like, there's like this hallway in my house, and me and her would literally like climb the walls, like go like this. But my parents thought it was funny because you just see us like two little girls climbing the walls. We would just so in my neighborhood now it's different. Like young families have moved in, but when we first moved in, it was all old people. Yeah. So we were the only little kids.
They passed down the homes,
and so all the old people loved us because they're like, oh, little kids, like come in. And we're stupid. We could have died. We would go inside every house, not every house, but pretty much every house, eat pie there, talk with the neighbors in their house for like 2 hours, go to their trampoline, go in their hot tub, like just me and Bibi just walking around the whole neighborhood. Like everybody just wanted us at their house. We knew their dogs. Oh my god. And like one time, so I would go by myself sometimes, and I went inside my neighbor's house, and I was there for 2 hours apparently, and that whole time my parents were looking for me. Oh my god. And they just see a scooter outside, like you, like, where's Leisha? Like in the movie, you just see a scooter, and you're like, your kid's dead. They're like, where's Leisha? Where's Leisha? And then I just hear Bibi knock at the door of my neighbor's house. She's like, is Leisha here? And then my neighbor's like, oh yeah, she's right here. We've been talking. I'm like, hi, Bibi. And she's like, Mom has literally been looking for you. She thinks you're dead. And I'm like, oh. Like, I'm right here.
I'm right here. I'm alive.
But I don't think I was very that troublesome. I was actually like, I think I was like the best child out of all of my siblings. Yeah. No, troublesome. I won't say names, but you can. There's stories. There's stories.
There's stories. No, I'm sure there is. But yeah, oh my goodness. I don't know if I've told this story on here. But one time one of my neighbors accused me and another friend of taking $50.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. Was scary.
Have I ever told it on here?
No, you haven't told it on here. You told me.
Oh,
it was scary. Like, this neighbor, you're crazy.
Okay, well, let me give y'all. If
I was your mom, I would like.
So we had this. So it was me and then a girl down the street, and we were friends growing up. And fun fact, I dated her brother after, but just kidding.
Who? I totally forgot. I was like, who? Okay, go on.
So we're gonna bleep out names. So me and this girl, we had these friends that lived like across the street from my house, almost like diagonal, like right on the corner of that street that's like parallel, right? Yeah, parallel. Anyways, so we were hanging out with these girls, right? And we went inside their house, and we were all hanging out. We were in their living room, and the girl that I was with, she found $50 on the floor, and she was like, oh, like, guys, I found $50 like on the floor. Like, I'm gonna set them on the couch. Because nobody wants to get, as a kid, you don't want to get accused of stealing money. Like at least some kids, like I was raised better than to steal. Like I've never stolen in my life. Like I just don't. I couldn't say the same for other people. But
okay, stealing from your sister's closet is different,
right? I've never stolen from like a store or anything. So I was just, it's not the way I was raised. Also because I'm paranoid. I'm literally a chicken. So I don't steal. And she was like that too. She, she didn't want to like be like blamed for stealing $50. So she put them on the couch. I saw her, she put them on the armrest of their couch. And then after that, we all went upstairs, right? And we were playing, and then out of nowhere, you just hear the guy like, guys, like, come down here now, and blah, blah. And we're like, oh, like, what happened? So we all, like, I think it was 3 of us, I don't remember. We all go down, and he's like, where's the $50? They were here in the living room, and blah, blah, blah. And me and children were like, where are the $50? And I'm like, oh, like, she put them on the couch. So they should be on the couch. Like, I saw her put them on the couch. And he's like, well, you guys can't leave till you guys find the $50. And I'm like, oh my God. Me and her literally looked at each other and we started talking in Spanish because they were white. So they didn't speak Spanish. They only spoke English. And so me and her are like communicating in Spanish. We're like, oh, what do we do? And so we schemed. So we're like, at this point, she just lied. She was like, oh yeah, like I think I must have accidentally put him in my pocket and then went outside and I probably dropped them. Like, I'm sorry. And so, because he literally was standing by the door, like he wouldn't. He's like, you guys can't leave till you find them, and so that's why she told him that lie, so we could at least get out and run to my house. And we're like, oh, like we're just gonna go look for it outside. And so we ran out and literally ran to my house and we were like freaking out. We went to my mom and we were like, Mom, like, and we explained like what happened. And then her mom walked over and she was like, what happened? Because I think my mom ended up calling her mom, or I think her mom was already at my house because her mom and my mom were like friends. Yeah. And so I think they still talk too. But so they were outside and we ran there and we were all scared and they're like, what happened? And I just remember her mom got pissed. She was like, oh my God, like I can't believe it. And then I don't remember what happened after that.
Did he chase after you guys when you guys were running?
No, he didn't, because my house was right there. He just stood by the door watching us, and that's when we booked it to my house. Because my house,
he didn't say anything.
He couldn't. What was he gonna say? He just went inside. What is he gonna say? Like, he was literally not letting us go.
That's okay. That's crazy. He's a crazy dad. Like,
I think he was their stepdad too. I don't think he was their biological dad. I think he was a stepdad.
You're just a crazy adult, like acting like that over, like, with kids over $50.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, so I didn't go to her house again. Also, like, when I was younger, like, my mom always like would be like, hey, don't go into strangers' houses. Like, if you do, just make sure you let me know. And then she also was big on like don't eat like other people's food. Like, you never know what's in it. She was really overprotective when I was younger. So whenever I'd like even have an apple at my friend's house, I'd be like, oh, I have to ask my mom if it's okay if I can eat it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was just, because I was such a like goody two shoes when I was little. Like, I was troublesome, you know, like I'd do things that you're like, what? Like, where did, like, experiment, like little kid things, you know? But I was actually like a really good kid growing up. Like, I wasn't super crazy. Like, when it came to like coming home and like telling my mom like, oh, I'm here, or Mom, I'm going with this friend, or like blah blah blah. Now I just get home at 4 a.m. and she doesn't even
gets
realize.
home at 10 in the morning. The 10 next day, in the morning, or like this, all hungover. Like, hi, Mom.
I'm like, hi. I remember, when was it? After Halloween that one year, I got home at like 2 p.m. I think it was 2 years ago. I got home at 2 p.m. because I ended up sleeping over at Sydney's, and I got drunk at this Halloween house party, and yeah, I got home and I was so hungover. My head was literally pounding, and she was like, "Are you hungover?" And I'm like, "No."
You're like, "No, what do you mean?"
I don't think I was even 21 yet.
Oh, really? Wait, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh, that's 20.
Yeah, it was 20.
Wow, how are we just barely 21? We're 22.
We're 22.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, we're old. Yeah, I feel like my body's like 50. Like, after COVID, I feel so like winded.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like an obese person like walking. Like, I just feel like,
go to the gym. Work on your cardio, on your stamina. You'll be good. You'll be good. Go to the sauna. The sauna.
You hear that?
What? It's the crickets. No, the sauna is gonna help. It helps me when I feel like.
It's actually really good. Did you know that Thailand actually uses the sauna as a form of detox when you're in like rehab? Like, but they also use other extreme forms of detox when you're in like drug rehabilitation.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's actually crazy. I'm actually learning that in my class. It's actually kind of gross. But yeah, it's yeah. Anyways, moving on. Today, the chisme today is I don't know. I'm like, if you're in the Hispanic community,
dude, not even the Hispanic community. I've been seeing like okay, no offense, white people
talk about it too.
Yeah.
So
like, if you don't speak Spanish, this is what's going on.
Yeah, if you don't speak, if you're not part of the Hispanic community, this is what's going on. I have seen that too, actually. Yeah. But it started with the Hispanic community suspecting, obviously, because they're Mexican, right? I'm like, and if you don't already know what I'm talking about Ángel Aguilar and Cristian Nodal. I'm like,
so much people hate on her. I feel bad.
Okay, cause have you seen that video where she's like, they're like, oh, like what do you think about Casu being pregnant? And she's like, oh, yo vi su pancita and this and that, and she was like, voy a ser tía. She said that about Casu being pregnant, and Casu, Cristian Nodal's ex.
What?
Yes.
I did not know that. What? I didn't watch. I thought you were talking about that other video. What?
No.
I didn't watch that.
So she was friends with Casu.
What?
Yes. She was friends with Casu, and she congratulated her on her pregnancy, and she was like, oh, voy a ser tía and this and that. Yeah. Tía and madrastra. Little did we know.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because...
So it's his baby.
Yes. You didn't know that? No. This is why everybody's hating on her.
Well, I thought people were hating on her because they said, like, her hips are fake.
Oh.
And that whole scandal.
That it's, like, padding.
Yeah, that whole I've scandal. Seen that too. Like, oh, she reps more Argentina than Mexico, even though she's, like, a Mexican artist.
Too. She got hate because when Argentina won.
Yeah, she was like
25% Argentina, 100% orgullosa, meaning, like, 25% Argentinian, 100%
and
proud.
It was when they went against Mexico.
Yeah, and it was when they went against Mexico. Yeah. And so
like, come on,
she got a lot of hate from Mexicans because her career is pretty much based on Mexican music. Yeah. I'm like, in reality, her career is based in Mexican music because of who her dad is. Like, he is a regional Mexican artist. Like, you know, that's what she's known for. Yeah. So for you to go on there and say that is a little controversial, you know?
No, especially when they went against Mexico.
Exactly.
Like, you should have done it when they went against Brazil
or another country, literally any other country. But when you know your fan base is mainly Mexican, why would you say that? Like, why would you almost hide?
Who's your PR team? Let me know. I'll take their spot to let you know.
Your PR team? You need a new one. They need to be fired because ain't no way. Anyways,
so let's go back to her close friend.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody was shipping Cristian Nodal and Ángel Aguilar when they released their song.
Yeah, I love
that song. You know which song I'm talking about? I'm like, if you know who they are, you probably heard their song. It was quite a few years. I think it was about 5 years back.
What? That long ago?
It was. Because I guess she was like 15.
Wait, is it like...
Yeah, that one.
That was 5 years ago?
That was about 5 years ago. I guess she was like 16.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, she was 16 and he was 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so a lot of people like shipped them then, right? And then he started dating Belinda, right?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then I don't like Belinda.
Really?
Do you know who she is?
Isn't she from Cheetah Girls?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I love her in Cheetah Girls.
I've never watched Cheetah Girls.
People say she can't sing. I've been seeing on TikTok. They're like, oh, I hate Belinda. Like, she can't sing.
I don't like how she sings.
You're so mean. Be supportive.
She gives me this weird vibe.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like she's stuck up. Anyway, she's also known for being much older than Cristian Nodal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like really old, and so like a lot of people are making fun of her and calling her predatory almost. Like there was this meme. Yeah, pretty much. But there was this meme going around where I think she was on this talent show and she was talking to a little kid and people made it a meme like, oh, like Belinda looking at her next man or whatever. And I'm like, you guys are sick.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so anyway, so Cristian Nodal and Belinda dated, right? And then they broke up and then he started dating Casu. And then they got, I don't know did they get married? I think they got.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if they got married. Anyways, he got her pregnant. She had his baby. And I guess throughout this whole thing, Ángel Aguilar and Casu were friends, right?
Like, and that's why she did an interview.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where well, it wasn't an interview. I think she just got stopped by paparazzi,
Okay.
and they're like, "Oh, like, how do you feel about Christian Nodal being a dad and with like Castle and blah blah blah?" And she was like, "Oh, in reality, like I was so excited for them. Like I even congratulated her like over the comments." And she's like, "Yeah, when I saw her belly, all I could think was, oh, I'm gonna be an auntie." And then Castle and Christian Nodal broke up, and literally, I think a month into it is when the rumors of them dating started.
No. Oh my, that's sneak. Oh my god, girl, why you gotta do that?
And it was because there's this chain that Christian Nodal wears that she started wearing, and some people noticed it. Some people realized it. Yeah, and so some people are shipping them, but so there was a video that Christian Nodal recorded and put out on Instagram. I don't think it's up anymore. I think he took it down that same day, because I remember I woke up and I was scrolling through Instagram, and I follow him still, because I followed him for like forever ago, because I actually really liked his music, but now I'm like,
I like his music.
Yeah, I liked him before he was all tatted up. Yeah. Anyways, so I was like scrolling through Instagram, and I see this video, and he talks about how apparently like their romance was on pause and stuff.
His romance of who?
With Angel Aguilar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, meaning that they had a relationship previously, or had something going on previously.
So this was before the concert where she said, "Eres mi novio."
Yeah, so people are speculating that their romance started when she was 16 and he was 20.
How old is she now? 20 something?
She's like 20 or 21, and he's like 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been a few years.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And so he was basically saying like, oh, like I had to put this romance on pause, and now I'm like living a beautiful experience with like a woman that I love, and blah blah blah. And it's like, you're kind of a POS.
Well, the sound is going viral right now.
Well, yeah, I know.
Saying?
I have heard it.
Yeah.
That fits you perfectly, by the way. No, just
I was like, stop.
I'm like, stay tuned for a TikTok with Christian.
I know, but I know.
I knew. But yeah, that's the tea regarding that.
Oh, but I don't know why, but I felt like since her dad was in like the industry,
Yeah,
I felt like he wouldn't like the relationship. Yeah, he might look like a bad boy.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, and he probably doesn't, but he hasn't spoken on it. Yeah, he did troll the internet though. He really? He released like I think it was a TikTok video where he was like, guys, I just want to clear everything up, and then he's like, I want to say that, and then he ends the video there. He literally trolled the internet, and everybody commented like, oh, like you got me, like you're such a troll, like like literally everyone was like, but yeah, so that's the tea there.
Well, that was good too.
You didn't know, huh? You were just like, why is she getting so much hate?
Yeah, because to be honest, I like some of her music.
Yeah.
And I really like her voice. But then I kept seeing so much people hate on her. It's like, wow, like I wonder why. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of making mistakes, girly. Like, girly.
Like, yeah.
Don't be messy. But
that is messy though. And so that's why everybody's calling her Carla Panini. Do you know who Carla Panini is? So I guess it was this girl and her friend basically had this like talk show or sitcom.
Us.
And they were best friends, and she basically started dating her man. What
is your take, since we're on that topic? What is your take on like friends dating boyfriends, or like
you don't do it? Yeah, like if that's your homegirl's man,
that's weird.
That's gross. You're nasty. I'm like, you're nasty. Don't.
Do you know like that's like low-key common like in friend groups?
Yeah, it is common.
Each other.
Yeah, it is common. Actually, it happened to me. It didn't like we weren't dating, but me and this guy were talking, and then while me and him were talking, do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
And me and him were talking, right? And then she basically like started getting at him, and it was obviously his fault. I'm like, we're blaming both, because she was basically, she was starting to become my friend, like me, her, and then it would go to like dances together and like hang out together and stuff like that. I didn't like her in middle school, but I got over it because I'm like, we're in high school, like this is old.
Now you're thinking, this is why I didn't like you in middle school.
No, and I did think that. I was like, this is why I always got a bad vibe from you. Like, you're a snake. You're literally gross. But
that's crazy. I didn't know how that experience.
I'm like, anyways, no hate now, because it's old. This is literally just content for our podcast. I'm like, at this point, like, stuff like this doesn't affect me anymore. I think it's just content purposes.
No, yeah. For my take on it, like, it'll have to depend.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, like, if I were to date a guy, like, let's say a month or something, and, like, my friend really liked him, and I don't have feelings for him, I wouldn't really care.
But she was just sneaky about it. Like, me and him were talking. And it's like, and him too. Like,
but this is just me. It's just me. I wouldn't really care. If it was like, oh, me and Christian, like, long term, and my best friend dates him, I'm just like, oh, you're a snake.
Yeah.
I even had a friend that was trying to flirt with him in high school.
She did the same with mine.
Yeah. She almost fought you for your man.
I don't know why. Like, I'm like, yeah, it might have been playful, but I was weird.
No, she tripped you down a hill after you kissed him.
I think it was just in the hallway. I don't remember, actually, but I just remember.
You told me. I remember.
I don't remember because I block out traumatic moments. No, I'm just kidding. No, she tripped me after I kissed him, because
to make her look dumb.
Yeah, and it's like, it's whatever now, because obviously me and that person aren't together, and then me and her aren't friends anymore. No, but she would also be really flirty.
I'm like, chill. He's not that funny. Chill. Like, why are you laughing?
No, she would. No, yeah. And I noticed it. And and
I'm just like, ew. Like, see, that's long term dating. Like, we're getting closer, you know. He's not just, oh, I'm just dating him for fun, you know. If I'm dating someone for fun, my friend likes it, go, I don't care, you know.
Yeah.
But if it's like serious, I'm just like, no, like, that's off limits. Like, why are you flirting?
Yeah.
I'm asking you right now, why are you flirting? Why are you flirting with my man? Why?
Did I ever tell you why we stopped being friends?
No.
Really?
No. And it's funny because so I brought her in. Not I didn't bring her in, but I kind of like introduced her to everybody. So I was like low-key like butthurt. She kind of did me dirty like that.
Yeah.
Well, why'd you stop being friends with her?
So she actually she was dating this boy, and they ended up breaking up, right? And I had heard things about him from
oh, really?
Like, that told me, actually. And no, yeah, I think just he was like, oh, like, yeah, that boy, because I was like, you know, we were just talking, and I was like, oh yeah, I think like they broke up and whatever. And he's like, oh, like, he was cheating on her, like, I would always see him with like other girls and blah blah blah. He's like, I'd go to like, you know, like spots with like, and he'd be there and he'd like be with other chicks and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And so you know, I was trying to cheer her up, and I was like, hey, like I know this is rough. I'm like, and I don't know if this makes a difference or not, but like, I heard that he like cheated. I'm like, but I'm just saying that now because you guys are broken up, and you know. And then she stopped talking to me after they got back together.
What? Okay, girls. Okay, look, I can't talk.
Girls.
But okay, if your friend, that's a tricky part, because it's really hard to tell your best friend like, oh, your partner's cheating on you.
But they weren't together.
No, I know, but just that, because she probably still had feelings for him. And I know it's super tricky, because you're just like, okay, show me the proof. Like,
I didn't say he was, though. I just said, like,
you're just hearing things.
I'm like, I don't know if you want to believe it or not. Like, it's really up to you how you take it. But and I heard.
No, but for girls on that end, they're just like, I feel like they get so defensive, and that's why they stop being friends with that friend. Yeah, because they're like, oh, you're like preying on my relationship's downfall. Like, if we get back together, I can't be friends with you anymore. Yeah, and I feel like maybe we shouldn't be defensive. We should, like, if it's your close friend that you actually trust. Yes, some people are snakes. Some people do want to ruin your relationship. But like, if they've proven to you that they wouldn't, you kind of like, hear them out.
Yeah.
And you is a different case. They were broken up and you told her, this is what I've been hearing. Do what you want with that information.
Yeah. And it was more like, like pushing you to like not want to go back to him or whatever. Yeah. You know, I'm like, obviously it's hurtful to hear that, but it's also like, when you know that, at least for me, because I know when me and one of my exes broke up, like he's like, I don't know if this makes you feel better, but he was like texting some girl and it looked like there was hearts in the conversation or whatever.
Yeah.
At this point, I was like, yeah, I know he's grimy and nasty and probably doing things you shouldn't do in a relationship. And at that point, I had made peace with it because I was over him. When I broke up with him, I literally was just kind of like, e. And then he kind of was being crazy after we broke up.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Leah, you were with me. After me and him broke up, remember me and you went to the mall and he called me?
Oh, yeah. He was crazy.
And he was going crazy.
I know the craziness, but I didn't know about that texting with heart stuff.
Yeah. He's like, I don't know if it was like somebody that he was close with. He's like, but it looked like it was a girl's name and it looked weird. And I just told him, I was like, at this point, like, it's whatever. But he told me and I was like, oh, like, it's whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like, we're not together anymore. I'm kind of doing my own thing right now. And yeah. Anyways, be a girl's girl. Don't be grimy.
Yeah, and don't look at, if your friend, she's probably just looking out for you. Again, but as a friend, don't tell her, oh, if you go back with him, you're stupid. Because that's not going to fix things. Just
I say that to Leah all the time. No, just kidding. I don't break up.
I was like, just be like, look, this is what he's doing. He's cheating on you. If you still want to be with him, that's on you. But you know what? That's your relationship.
Yeah.
A person will leave when they're ready, to be honest.
They will. It doesn't matter what you say. And at this point, like, I've realized that in my past relationships as well, especially like my most recent one, because I'd always be like, I'm just gonna kill myself because and then she'd be like, well, like, you have to realize like what is like too much for you, like what is enough, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I tell you to leave him, you're gonna leave him whenever you feel like you need to leave him. Whenever you've basically reached your limit, whenever you're topped off.
Because like I can't be like, just leave him, like F him, leave him, he's not worth it, blah, blah, blah. But then what if they get back together and they fix things? And she's like, she wouldn't feel comfortable to open up with me the next time they have a fight.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Like, you're supposed to be your friend. You're supposed to be there for your friend. So you can't judge them, and you can't. I know it's frustrating. Like, bro, why are you getting back together with them? Like, so stupid. Look, you're always crying 24/7. And like, I get that. And so like, but also it's like, you just gotta. It's their life. They're gonna figure it out. Obviously, there's limits. Let's say she almost died and you gotta get stuff involved. Yeah. But there's limits. But then it gets to that extreme.
Yeah. It's like you can only go back to the stove and be burned by it so many times before you're like, all right, it's hot. And I need to stop touching the stove.
I know. Each person will leave a relationship when they're ready. And just because some relationships are really toxic and you hear the stories, you're like, dang, why would you be in a relationship like that?
Yeah.
But then it's like,
you can't judge until you're in the position.
You can't judge.
And I always say, like, try to think about that when it comes to like anything, especially like even relationships where like it involves domestic violence. Because I'm like, you don't know how that person fell in love with you.
Like, I always know, just with anything, it's easier said than done. But like, it's always up to that person. It's up to you. Like, what action you want to take. And that's it. So guys, girls,
everybody,
don't be a snake.
I'm like, in reality, everybody, stop being a snake, quit being gross, be a good person. It is not that hard. Like,
exactly.
It's harder to be a terrible person because you have to live with the stuff that you do and say.
You have to work a lot harder. It's easy to be nice. Okay?
It's easier to be nice. Actually, I'm a little bit of both. It depends on who I'm referring to. But I feel like it's not hard or easy. I just treat people how you're treated, how I'm treated. Yeah,
me too. Cause like
if you're gonna be rude to me, I'm gonna be rude
and if you're
back.
gonna give me attitude, we can play that game. We'll play that game of giving attitude.
She swears.
Cause she always be giving me attitude. I'm like, okay, we could play that game, but don't cry if don't cry.
Ligia takes it too far. Okay,
don't
number
cry.
one.
Don't play with me.
I dish it and can't take it. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, I know
you
that.
hate it when people do that with you, though.
No, I'm kidding though. I was just kidding.
No, when she jokes with people,
I can't take it.
No.
But
not
I do.
When you
Yeah.
hate it when other people can't.
I hate it when other people can't take it. Like if you can dish it, you have to be able to take it.
Uh-huh.
And so that's why when I like dish it with you, I'm like, I do it cautiously because I know how much I. It
just depends on the day you catch me, because I'm used to her. Okay, I'm used to her.
She's moody sometimes.
So
though.
I'm just like, whatever. Like I don't even care. But she catch me on a bad day. I'm just like, girl, remember this?
She literally brings up my whole life story, and I'll look at her like,
for me.
I'll look at her like I'm like,
you're just like,
I don't even remember that.
No.
I'm like, no, it didn't happen. No.
No, but some people aren't used to like your jokes.
No,
and so they're just like, like, why would you do that?
Like, why would you say that? Like, you don't know. And I'm like, I just joke. And I don't even mean to be like, how do you say, like,
rude?
No,
it's a B word.
I would. I wouldn't call it that way. I wouldn't like say
a POS. Is good.
You know how okay, let's put it this way. One time Ligia spanked me really hard. She didn't mean to be heavy-handed. It made me cry, but she obviously didn't mean to make me cry. And so that's how I feel about like joking with somebody. Like I don't mean
you don't mean to make that person cry.
It's just my personality. Even though Ligia
just gaslight them. I didn't mean to make you cry, so why are you crying?
Even though Ligia to me bruised.
Well, that's you and Sydney's fault, because you guys will always tell me, you guys will always slap each other's butts, and I was like,
she was like, I want to participate.
Like, don't slap my butt, because I'm gonna come hit you back.
And you're gonna slap your butt.
Yeah, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
You more than Sydney.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you have a big butt.
But you stopped because I would hit you guys back and it would hurt.
She hit harder though. She hit so hard. She literally conditioned us to stop hitting her butt.
I was like, that reminds me, because my mom, she has a sensitive head. Yeah. And you know, as babies, like you just grab the mom's hair and like pull it. So my mom, since she's so sensitive, when we would grab her hair as babies, she would literally pull our hair. So it hurts us. She's like, you see, it hurts. So don't pull my hair. Don't pull my hair.
I don't like having my hair pulled either.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm a chicken. Like if somebody pulls my hair, I kind of get like watery eyed. I'm like, why would you do that?
If I get slapped in the face, I get watery eyed.
Oh, me too. Like if I get hit, I don't like being hit in the face or having my hair pulled.
Have you ever done a slapping competition?
No, I would never. You have, huh? Did you win? You would have won.
No,
dude, your hand is so heavy.
No, so like,
dude, Lee,
I feel awful. I blame BB because she always brings it up. She's like, let's slap each other. And I'm like, okay, but you go first. Like, I want to go. And I was just like, it was like each time just go a little bit harder. And one time she slapped me really hard. And I was like, I'm gonna cry. But I feel so bad. Sorry, Kat. Again, BB, this was her idea. We were with my friend Kat. And BB was like, let's slap each other. She's like, Kat, can I slap you? And I feel so awful. BB was like, and Kat's like, ow. And then it was my turn. And I was like, oh,
this was terrible. Oh my god.
I have the video. I was like, why would we slap each other? And BB, she did that with Nando. And Nando was like, he wasn't a baby, but he was still like first grader, 6 years old. She did it with him. So this is all Mimi's fault. She started the slap competition.
It's like terrible.
Let's slap each other.
Why would anybody do that?
Don't you get the urge to just slap someone in the face?
No.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I get that urge sometimes.
Nah, just kidding. I've gotten the urge to like punch somebody in the face.
Oh, I wanna punch someone because you know how it says like it hurts your hand. Mm-hmm. I'm like, let me see if it hurts my hand. Like I want to see if I break a bone.
Yeah, but no. Sometimes I'll like you know when you're just doing regular things and then you start coming up with scenarios in your head.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like what would I do if a girl started swinging on me? I'm like, I swing back. Just kidding. I've never fought before though.
Me
I'm
either.
like, fun fact, I've actually never fought before.
Me either.
And I actually there's this girl that was wanting to fight me in high school, and I was just like, okay, like do something about it, and she didn't. She just walked away. I did too. I was like, what you gonna do? Nothing. Anyways, I'm not bark no bite. If she would have done something, she would have beat my ass. Like I would have been on the floor crying. No, I'm serious. But I stood my ground. I don't know how I did it. Don't ask me how I did it, because I don't know. But I was just like, I just refuse to fight. It's so ghetto.
Well, I took Taekwondo.
Oh,
and so I was like,
yours is different. Yeah.
Well, so I would spar.
Yeah.
So I was like fighting, but like it's not fighting in the streets.
No, I know. Yeah. They do it in boxing too, and like other things.
And literally, this is how good I was. I was a green belt. I was like, what, 12, 13. And they had me spar. I was that good. They had me spar against a black belt that was like 16
Didn't
years old.
Didn't you get your black belt too?
Later. But at this time, I didn't have my black belt. I was a green belt.
Yeah.
I sparred against a black belt, 16 years old. Miss Girl kicks me right here, and I chipped my tooth. I was like,
oh my God.
I'm like, just a green belt. Why are you coming at me like that with the headshots?
Yeah.
I'm still learning how to fight. But yeah, I remember the next hour, I went to volleyball. I was like, what's in my mouth?
It was your chipped tooth.
It was my tooth. Not my whole tooth. It was like a chipped tooth.
Yeah.
I was like, this girl really did that to me. I was like, we're going to fight again. And I'm going to hit you in the head. But headshots are illegal. So, some black belt. Thanks a lot.
Like, you're a B. Just kidding.
I was very young.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know, just that. I'm an adrenaline junkie.
Yeah.
So I am
with like roller coasters.
Roller coasters do nothing to me, okay? I want to jump off a plane.
Didn't you
jump off? Yeah, I want to jump off a bird. I did not force him. I knew he was too chicken. Okay, no offense, love you. I was like, he's probably gonna be too scared to do it. I'm like, but just come with me, make the drive with me, and you just be on the plane. Like, I literally called. I was like, can you just be on the plane?
Yeah. And
it's cheaper too. So I'm like, bet. Like, he could just be on the plane. He doesn't have to jump off because I know he's gonna be scared.
Because he's a chicken.
And this is what I want to do, but I didn't want to do it by myself. I want to do it with him, and because he's like my bestie or whatever. And so
I was your bestie.
No, just kidding.
I'm like, we have a podcast together. Stop treating me like I'm just any rando in the street.
We're coworkers.
Who pays us?
And soon, and so I just jumped off. But I was surprised. He surprised me saying that he was going to drop off the plane with me.
Yeah.
But I didn't pressure him because I knew if I pressure him, he's going to be like, no, I don't want to go, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, I'm not pressuring you. Just come on the plane with me. You can go on a plane. You fly to Mexico. You can be on a plane for 30 minutes. And so, but he did it to my surprise. He went first. And it was actually a really fun experience. I would do it again, but I would do it in the summertime. Don't do it in March in Utah. It's too cold.
Wasn't there like a storm like when you guys were driving back?
And something about me, I'm so determined to do anything that I want to do. And he was like, look, we should cancel. Like, it's really bad storm. And in Utah, the storms get bad. Like, it was flurries. They're called flurries. So where like the snow goes like that. It was really bad. And I was like, no, we're gonna go. Like, I'm gonna go by myself. You don't want to come with me.
You're like, I already booked it.
Like, we booked it, and I don't want to lose my deposit. I mean, I was texting the person because I'm like, Christian is gonna be driving. I don't want him to feel uncomfortable driving. But low-key, it was for my birthday, so I was like, you know what?
You can't ruin my birthday.
I'm like,
I want to jump off the plane.
Fine, you don't want to go? I'll go. Like, I'll go by myself. Don't worry about it. I was like, I'll make the drive. I don't care. That's how determined I was, and we passed the storm. Yay! And we made it down to St. George, fine and alive. But the sky was so cold up top because we were so high. Yeah. The next day, me and him were literally dying. Our bones were like dead. I couldn't move the next day. I think because we got so much cold air in our body.
It's probably the pressure too.
Maybe. But if I do it again, it's gonna be in the summer where it's hot.
Can I go with you?
Yeah. You down?
I actually am.
We can do a podcast on it. We can do an episode.
Oh my god, we're gonna do an episode of us skydiving, and that we're gonna. Maybe we could even do like, I'm like, if you guys would be interested, we could do a vlog on it. on and record like our process into like doing it.
I know, because it's really fun. Yeah, it's scary. My dad's like, why would you try to do things that will like increase your chances of dying? But I'm just like, that's the adrenaline.
I'm gonna die regardless.
That's the adrenaline. Like, I just love that feeling. And so if I were to have to get in a fight, I just get that adrenaline where like I shake, but I'm just like, oh, like what's gonna happen? Like, you're just like
I'm like I actually had a near death experience once. No, not near death, but it was when I got into my car accident on the freeway.
Oh, that one was scary. Yeah,
I know. And Sydney saw it all like unfold in the rear view.
I know. She's just like,
she literally always tells me, she's like, and to think you literally could have been dead. She's like, people have gotten into like not worse accidents, like, less severe.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't think of the word for that.
Just accidents not as bad.
Not as bad, yeah. And have like, you know, like have problems, or some people even die. Basically what happened is I was getting on the on-ramp, the car was merging, and I didn't realize he was merging, and he hit me and then hit me out of my lane, and there was a car on the other side. Basically there was 2 cars on each corner that hit me on my car, right? Mm-hmm. And so that kind of made my car like spin out on the freeway, like on the highway, and then I got hit head on by oncoming traffic, because it made my car spin out, and it got to like the point where I was facing oncoming traffic, and a car literally just fucking full speed,
that like, was so me. Like when they told me the story, I was like, there's no way, like I would literally die.
She's like, and you're alive?
I would just die because of how scared I literally freaked out because my tire popped. Like if I were to get in a car accident, I would literally die. I'm just like, just kill me.
It was bad, and it like shattered my windshield. Mm-hmm. Not my front windshield. It like it broke it like you know how it's like shattered but not like shattered like through. Mm-hmm. It did that, and then but my driver's side was shattered. The driver's side one was shattered, and I think the first person I actually called was Christian. Yeah. Or I think Sydney might have called him. Mm-hmm. Anyways, every time I see the TikToks that it's like, oh, why did you call like this person first before calling like the paramedics? And it's like, I was dying. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I always think of that moment, because I think Sydney actually might have called him, and then I called my dad. But the first person that arrived like to my accident was Christian and his dad. Yeah. Christian and my uncle, they were the first ones there, and then my dad got there. Yeah. But so yeah, those are like the 2 like close people that I have in my life. Like Christian is literally like, if anything happens to me, or like if I'm in a situation and I need to get out, like he's the first person that I would call. Mm-hmm. And I did recently, because I was put in a very bad situation by somebody that I thought I trusted, and I had to get out. I couldn't be in that situation for my own sake, and in hindsight, I probably wouldn't have been hurt. I don't think I would have, but
you just didn't feel comfortable.
But I was hurt in other ways, like mentally, like because it was just hard, you know. Yeah. And so I had to call him, and that's like, and if there's anybody that I would call like before anything, like if I needed to get out of a situation, it'd probably be him. Yeah, it'd always be him. Mm-hmm. And then probably my mom or dad, but I'm like, but if there's like a like go to, like it would be him. Yeah. Anyways, enough traumatic talk. I'm like, my last thing that I want to talk about is Happy Pride Month. I'm like, I haven't said that in a single episode, and I feel bad, because I'm like, guys, it's literally Pride Month. Like we need to show our love to the she's, theys, gays, hims, all of them. The LGBTQIA plus community, we love you. She said but so I just wanted to say Happy Pride Month. I'm like, nobody should be hated on for who they love, regardless.
Don't hate, guys, don't hate.
Like, you shouldn't. At the end of it, everybody swears that you can control who you like. No, you can't. You cannot control who you like.
I just think, to be honest, don't hate, and don't be rude to people.
No, don't.
And mind your own business.
MYOB. But no, don't. I think it's wrong. And I'm like, let me just start the tangent that got me into thinking, like the LGBTQIA plus community. Like poor them, not poor them, but you know, like they've been through a lot, and we need to recognize their struggles. I was actually in bed post COVID, and I couldn't sleep, and then I started thinking about the books I read, and then I started thinking about this one book that I read that I literally was sobbing to, and then I realized like there was people that were targeted during like the Holocaust for being gay. Like the people that were put in concentration camps were also, it wasn't just like Jews and like other minorities, it was also gays or like people that were accused of, you know, like homosexual activities. They were also put in concentration camps. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And they weren't Jews?
No, not all of them, no.
How did they know?
Word of mouth. Just like some people, like you didn't know who was a Jew.
Why are you snitching? Like,
I'm like, well, that's how they found out who Jews were. Like they would
not
they
just
would
that,
ask, yeah.
not just that. Like they made a law. Like if you're a Jew, you have to wear
the star, and it just got me thinking. Like, you guys can't hate people for who they are unless they're terrible people. No, just kidding.
Unless they treat you bad.
But like you guys can't hate people from where they come from, who they love, who they like, what religion they're from. Like there is just so much separation in the world, and it's like at the end of the day, I hate everyone equally. I don't like any. No, just kidding.
She hates everybody.
I'm like, at the end of the day, I don't like any of you. In reality, I hate everybody just as much. So I don't discriminate.
That's all equal.
It's all equal. You all suck. No, I'm kidding. No. But like in reality, I feel like I've become more open-minded. Because I feel like at one point in my life, and we have to think about this, like some people are closed-minded because that's how they were raised.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody ever wants to. Everyone wants to hate on people that are closed-minded.
Yeah,
everyone's
like,
you're not understanding.
Why are you hating for someone being like closed-minded if
that's how they were raised?
If they think you're closed-minded too? So I'm just like, you should just both be loving and accepting of each other. Exactly. Because each person has their own background. They're raised differently, raised in different times. They have their own mindset. You know what? And it's okay to have different opinions. So just don't hate in general. Like, don't hate on that person. Don't be like, oh, you're gonna die, blah blah blah, if you do like
you're gonna be condemned for doing this, for doing that. Like, no, you're not. That's just rude, and that's like you can't be judgmental. And it's always like a lot of people like to preach to religion and then go and say like stuff like that, and it's like that's not very Christ-like. That's not very Christ-like of you. Okay, that's not very whatever book you read, whether it's the Book of Mormon, the Bible, the Quran, that's not very that of you. Okay, like you can't. In the passages it says, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. Meaning love people the way you love yourself. And if you don't like people, it's probably because you hate yourself, and maybe you need to take a look in the mirror. Simple as that. If you want to hate on people, or you want to hate in a certain community, you probably just hate yourself. In reality. She said, whoa, country. She's like, don't say it. She's like, stop, we're gonna kick. Like, I'm scared. She's like, stop being controversial.
No, I just think point period, don't hate, love one another.
I think people should be accepting of other people, and if other people's like how they choose to live their life isn't affecting your life in any sort of way, then you can't give an opinion. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Yeah. Stop talking.
What's she saying?
I'm like, shut up. It's not about you. Okay? If it's not affecting you, then it's not about you. Don't worry about it. Pretend it doesn't exist. Okay? Like, simple as that.
I'm at lost of words right now.
She's like, I had a lot to think about while I was in COVID. Well, I had COVID. There was times where I'd just sit there and I'd be like,
she's like looking at the ceiling.
No,
like,
literally.
My old darkness, my old friend.
You know which is dumb because I had a bunch of homework to do.
I literally hate you because she was like, oh, sorry, I have homework. I'm like, girl,
get it together.
Stop procrastinating.
No, I literally, dude, I'm so bad with procrastination. School is killing me, but I'm passing my classes, so it's fine. I'm like, it works for me.
When does it end?
Like the beginning of August, I think. Oh. And then I'm off to Mexico for 2.5 weeks.
And then aren't you going back to school for fall?
No.
What?
I'm gonna wait till spring.
Why?
Because summer classes have taken a toll on me. It's rough.
OMG.
No, I'm just kidding. I might. I don't know yet. It's because I'm scared to register for school and then go to Mexico because the internet accessibility is a little rough over there. So even if I did like an online class, I don't know about
how
accessible it would be.
Or you're gonna miss the first week.
I'm going for 2.5 weeks.
Well, when the school started, is it during those 2 weeks?
It starts in I think it's a day that I leave. I think it starts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The exact day that you leave?
Or I think the Monday after I leave. Sorry, because I leave on a Friday, and I think it starts the Monday after I leave.
Oh.
Yeah. So it literally, I'd be missing those first 2.5 weeks.
Priorities, girl, because you want to be a teacher.
I also want to spend time with my grandma. So
true.
Yeah. So
I would I would just tell my
straight.
teachers that like, oh, I'm just gonna miss school for 2 weeks because I have this trip.
Yeah.
It's just the first. For me, I hate missing the first week of class, but it's also like it's not important. They
It's
just
online.
go over the syllabus. Yeah.
Well, aside from it's online, and a lot of the like initial quizzes are like orientation quizzes and stuff. But I'm going to Mexico because I'm celebrating my grandma's birthday. Yeah. I told her I'd pitch in for mariachi, which is a live band. I'm like, if you're not familiar with it, I'm sorry. Just kidding. But she loves it, and so I told her I'd pitch in an hour, and if I get drunk enough, maybe 2. Because I get real generous when I'm drunk.
I was like, here, take all my money.
Literally not drunk, but when I'm like, when I'm feeling good, when when the alcohol is alcoholic, because I remember this because the other day we went out and I was feeling it, I was like, yeah, I'm vibing, and I was like, friendship drinks, friendship shots, I got you guys. What you want? It's on me.
Like, don't worry, it's on me. I'm rich over here. Come get it.
I'm rich, maxing out the Amex.
When you come back to the US in reality, you're just like, no.
I look at it and I'm like, ooh, I probably shouldn't have.
I was like, I'll just ignore it.
Yeah. I'm like, if I don't look at it, it's not there.
Exactly.
I'm like, if my eyes are closed, it's gone. My debt gone. I'm like, I have a good credit score, so my limit on my Amex is pretty high.
Oh, that's good.
It's almost like 10 grand.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, bragging.
Like, we're gonna bleep that out because apparently it's bragging. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like yours is higher though. I feel like your credit's higher because you have a house to your name.
Well, it lowers because you get a loan.
Yeah, but
and then it goes up.
Yeah.
I haven't paid off the loan yet.
Obviously not. But once you've been paying it for, I think it's like 9 months, your credit goes up pretty high. So Leah is even richer than I am. I'm not rich. I just have a good credit score. That's my favorite line. I'm serious. I'm like, guys, I'm not rich. My credit's just really good.
That's true.
But is there anything you'd like to add to this week's episode?
No. We're ending the episode because I have to use the bathroom again. We ended our last episode we did together like a little early, I think. So
I literally was like, hey guys, you guys want to keep talking? Like, you guys want to talk about something else?
No, I have to use the restroom.
No, she's literally like, okay, that's it for today. Thanks, guys. And she's like, oh, I have to pee. Like, as soon as we stop recording, she's like, I need to pee. Rule, please pee before you come on.
I drink a lot of water, so you can't come at me. How much water do you drink? Exactly. I drink a lot of water. That's why, drink a lot of water, guys. Don't forget to drink your water. And you should be drinking half your weight in water in ounces. You didn't know that?
No, I did. I just am pretending I didn't.
Really? Because I just made that up.
No, that is half your weight.
Half your weight?
In ounces, I think.
No, I thought you were supposed to like do the math times this by that. And
I could have sworn you were. I swear I've heard it that way. Or maybe you're the one that conditioned me to think that way, because I feel like you say that all the time.
I just make it up. Just drink a lot of water, guys.
If you're watching this right now and you're sitting at your desk, drink water. Don't be like me.
Take that sip.
Take that sip.
And guys, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Instagram, and TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube. Come on, you guys. And
oh my god, and if you've been listening on Spotify, please pretty please rate us.
Rate us. Well. And turn on your notifications so you know every time a new episode comes out.
Yes.
And if you have any topics that you want us to talk about,
or you want to be present for,
yeah,
then let us reach out.
Let us know in the comments. Reach out to the DMs or whatever. And
when we say reach out and come on our podcast, we mean that for literally anybody who's interested and is okay with literally coming to our studio.
But you have
studio.
Our studio. Don't worry, guys. I know the camera quality is not the best, but we're getting there. We're gonna get a studio one day, huh? We're gonna get a studio one day.
That's the goal.
And so we're gonna get a camera. Right now we're using an iPhone, but it's good. It works. 4K 60, like that's good.
That's good. What more do you guys want?
Yeah, you just need to hear us.
Yeah, you don't need to look at us. Half of the time
it's a good thing we're blurry.
I'm like, half of the time I don't even look presentable. So if you can avoid looking, please do. If you could just pop in a headphone and shut off your phone, that would be greatly appreciated. Exactly. Love you so much.
So guys, don't forget, follow us. Thank you guys for your support. Those who are supporting us, we have some support, some love.
We do.
They listen to us.
I love you guys. Shout out to all of you, because literally that motivates us. Because in reality, there's days where we're just like
let's stop.
Why are we doing this? No, literally. And if it weren't for like both of us being like, okay, but what about this? What about this? And then you guys also supporting us and telling us that you actually enjoy, or checking in like, oh my God, I love this episode, or I like where you mentioned this, like it brings us so much joy, and we appreciate all of it. I'm like, even if, as much as you guys might want to think like, oh no, but
well, we do have some guests in line. We have a special guest coming soon.
Yes. In July, right?
Yeah.
Second week of July.
Yeah. No, first week of July. Or barely second. Barely second week of July. And the chisme is good.
The chisme is chisme.
If you want to come and give us chisme, come. We don't care who comes.
We don't care who you are.
Low-key, because it's still my house. Well, I might care a little bit, but not really.
Yeah. Because this is we're doing it for fun, obviously. but if you do want to come on and you want to talk about something that you feel like you need to put your opinion out there, then please feel free to reach out. We're not scary, I swear.
And you know what? Maybe we'll get to that point where we just read stories.
Yeah.
Out loud. Real life stories. But I think that's it for today's episode. Thanks, guys.
Bye.